day, are you? When he gets out eventually, I'll throw it up next to mine. I'm going to set the tarp up exactly the same as last time we were here. Tie it to that tree, bring it down here, and tie the other end up with the paddles. Someone's pitched in exactly the same place as us before and left a tent peg. That definitely wasn't me last time because I don't use them pegs. These are the pegs that I use. So we'll take that back with us and dump it in the rubbish properly. So we're sleeping under the DD 4x4 tarp tonight. It is absolutely huge. So I'll give you a quick walkthrough. So basically I've set it up the same way I set up the hammock. Ridge line to toggle around the tree. And the other end supporting by the paddles. And under here it's absolutely massive, and I can pretty much stand up.
You really can't stand up.
Well, and bend over, but I can walk. I don't have to crawl, do I? Well, it gets a bit lower that end. You could probably sleep 5 under there. Couldn't you?
Yeah. And with a bit of room.
Yeah. Set up camp, secured the boats, know where they're going to float away during the night. There's a fair distance between them and the, bearing in mind they're 11 foot long. So they're not going to float away during the night. I'll show you where camp is. It's not a very big island. Absolutely massive in there. Those that know me know that I can't stand lighting fires because of the scar that it leaves. And on this island one there. There's one there. And another one there. There's absolutely no need for it. Yeah, in a survival situation, light a fire. Other than that, if you just want to cook, bring a stove. Rant over. Last time we were here, Scott was hinting at food by shaking his pot noodle at me. This time he's just saying "Boyd, Boyd, Boyd," which is Welsh for food. So I guess I'm going to have to cook food, which I have put I'm cooking food on this rock, so there's absolutely no chance of any scorch marks on the ground. If it was raining, I'd cook under the tarp, but I've got a protective, I've got this, some more of it to protect the ground. I don't leave any trace. I moved my cooking location totally out the wind, because the other side of the island is quite windy. Down there it's very sheltered, still leaving no mark on the grass. Good colours there. That rock there is about a foot, the top of it is about a foot underwater. I cooked Scott's food first because he was hungry. He had barbecue beans and pork sausage. I got lamb casserole. Now the wind is coming straight through the tarp. Is the only way it can be pitched, because we're basically on a rock with a little bit of earth on it. So there's nowhere to peg properly. So the only way the tarp can go is this way. There's nowhere else big enough for it. So it's got a bit of wind going through, but it's not too bad. We're hoping for a time lapse after, but the sky's the way it is. I don't think we will, but you never know, hopefully. So there's no sunset, but we'll do a time lapse of the rain clouds coming over. A bit of a disappointment. last time we camped here, it rained quite heavy during the night, and judging by them clouds, it's going to do the same again tonight. It's just started raining very slightly. But we're under DD tarp, so we ain't going to get wet. Oh, Scott. He's almost sleeping already. It's 9 o'clock. We're both a little bit cold, so we got into bed. Scott's usually asleep by now, and he said a few times the time and why isn't he sleeping by now, because he usually is. And you? Judging by the angle we're sleeping at though, I think we may end up floating by the morning. We've slid so far down the hill. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. Unless anything interesting happens, we'll catch you in the morning. We heard a rather large helicopter hovering for about 20 minutes just behind the fells that I did the time lapse on about 10 minutes ago. It flew off, it looked like mountain rescue, so maybe there's been an accident. Hopefully there hasn't. It's 20 to 7. Just done a time lapse of the sunrise. I didn't do any more because it's just the same, and I haven't got time to do it all. Me and Scott have had breakfast. I'm gonna finish my coffee, and then I'm gonna pack up and we'll kayak. I think it's between 5 and 6 miles back to the campsite. Hopefully before everyone else is awake. Well, that's where we were pitched. No trace whatsoever. So now we've got a kayak all the way up there, around the corner, and then quite a bit more. wind. The sun's been hidden by some clouds, which is unfortunate. But there you go. Listen to that. Total silence. Do you know what? I reckon that's the people we saw going up the mountain up Barton Fell yesterday. He's got kids with him. Once again. Oh, yeah, the people lit fire way over there. It wasn't them. Probably can't hear it on the camera, but there's a dog barking somewhere over there, and we can hear it echoing from there. Actually, I can hear myself echoing. Bogies! Somewhere up there is a bird of prey. Up there somewhere. You're doing it now, are you? We don't want all that. Gather it, roll it back up and put it under your mesh, your bungees. Okay, you've got to paddle a bit, okay? I've got to tow him now. How far is it? Is it? It's easier than I thought. You must be paddling. Scott's having fun with the tow line. loose and dragging through the water, it makes a sound like an emptying sink. So every now and again he paddles like hell to catch up and then stops paddling to listen to the line in the water. I'm hoping you can see the tow line being dragged through the water. Good reflections in the water. Now you can't see it as well on camera. But basically the fells are reflected almost perfectly in the water. Well, you can see it. It's just that the screen's too small for me to be able to see it properly. It's been an hour now and we have gone 2.4 miles. So no records broken yet. But we're not out to break records, we're just out for a leisurely kayak back. I think up there would be a lovely place for a kayaking hammock camp. Next weekend? No. I'm not driving 7 hours, just come up here for a weekend. Just in front of me there's a plaque that really you can only see if you're swimming or kayaking or a very small boat. I don't think you'll get here in a motorboat because it's too shallow. I can't read it yet because the sun's in my eyes. But I will put a in memory of Norman William Burkett, Baron of Ullswater. He loved Ullswater. He strove to maintain its beauty for all to enjoy. We're just passing Ho Town, which is down there, right in front of us. Now, right in front of us is a pier for the steamer. We're still going right to the end of the lake, that way. got small waves now from a guy who's been playing in his motorboat, and Scott said it's a disappointment. They are literally tiny waves. But it is a lot rougher than it was. It's still like a mirror. I mean, it is, isn't it? Just missed a heron taken off from that landing stage there, which is about 20 yards in front of us. I know it looks further on the camera. Just there. I love these reflections. Right, Scott, make sure you go to the right hand side of the buoy, otherwise the tow line will get us tangled. Okay. Whoa, what's shallow there? That's why. That's why there's buoys there, because it's too shallow for a kayak. Yeah, I think we went a bit close to them in the motorboat, so now we can tell Donna that it's not okay to go within 10 yards when they say 100 yards, isn't it? Towards the waves. Head towards the waves. Makes even the tiniest wave feel massive.